The Dinosaur, the Fairy, and the Blue Poppy. In a time long, long ago, when the world was new and green, lived a very special dinosaur named Buck. Buck wasn't like some of the other dinosaurs who stomped and roared. No, Buck was a gentle giant, a magnificent volcanodon, with a long, graceful neck and 4 sturdy legs. He loved nothing more than munching on the juiciest leaves from the tallest trees in the Whispering Valley. But today, his mind was on something else entirely. Tomorrow was his mum's birthday, and Buck hadn't found the perfect present yet. He wanted something truly special, something that would make her big, kind eyes light up. He had thought about bringing her the tastiest fern, or a pile of shiny river stones, but none of it felt quite right. He wanted something unique, something beautiful. As Buck pondered, his long neck swaying gently, he noticed a tiny shimmering light dancing around the petals of a bright purple bloom nearby. It zipped and twirled, a tiny speck of magic in the vast green world. Buck, always curious, lowered his long neck for a closer look, hoping perhaps this mysterious sparkle might give him an idea. And there she was, the most beautiful creature Buck had ever seen. She was no bigger than his thumb, with wings like a dragonfly and hair that sparkled like sunshine. She was a fairy, and her name was Sarah. With a tiny glowing wand, she was gently touching each flower, leaving behind a trail of shimmering dust. She was pollinating them, helping the flowers grow big and strong. Sarah was so focused on her important work that she didn't notice the giant shadow falling over her until Buck let out a soft, rumbling moo. It wasn't a scary sound, more like a gentle question. Sarah looked up, her tiny eyes widening. A giant, friendly eye, as big as a dinner plate, was staring right at her. She hovered back a little, but seeing the kindness in the dinosaur's gaze, her alarm quickly turned to curiosity. "Oh, hello there," chirped Sarah, her voice like tiny bells. "You're a very big dinosaur," Buck rumbled softly. "Hello, little one. My name is Buck. I didn't mean to startle you. I was just thinking." "Thinking?" Sarah asked, tilting her head. "About what?" "My mum's birthday is tomorrow," Buck explained, a sigh escaping his large nostrils. "And I can't find the perfect present. I want something truly special, something beautiful and rare." Sarah's eyes lit up. "A rare flower," she exclaimed, zipping excitedly around Buck's snout. "That's a wonderful idea. I know all about flowers, rare ones too. I'm Sarah, by the way. I'm a flower fairy." Buck's heart gave a happy thump. "A rare flower? Do you really think we could find one that's special enough for my mum?" "Absolutely," Sarah declared, puffing out her tiny chest. "I know just the thing, the most beautiful, rarest flower of all. A sparkle bloom blue poppy. It only blooms in the highest, hidden parts of the Whispering Valley, and its petals shimmer like the morning dew." "A sparkle bloom blue poppy?" Buck repeated, his eyes wide with wonder. "That sounds perfect, but it's in the highest hidden parts? That sounds like a long way." "It won't be easy," Sarah confirmed, "but with my knowledge of flowers and your big strong legs, we can do it. It's an adventure, Buck. Are you ready?" Buck let out a happy rumble, a sound that shook the very ground beneath them. "Ready, Sarah, let's find that sparkle bloom blue poppy for Mum." With a new spring in his step, and Sarah perched carefully on his head, Buck set off. They walked for what felt like ages, the familiar trees of the Whispering Valley slowly giving way to taller, wider leaves and plants, with dazzling bright colors Buck had never seen before. The air grew warm and humid, and the sounds of chirping insects and exotic birds filled the air. They were entering the magical rainforest. Soon, the path opened up to a wide fork, splitting into 2 equally green and inviting trails. Buck paused, his large eyes scanning both directions. "Which way now, Sarah?" he rumbled, a little confused. Just then, with a comical pop, 2 small round holes in the ground, right in the middle of the fork, suddenly burst open. Out of each hole popped a tiny, grumpy-looking creature with a long, pointy hat and a bushy white beard. They were gnomes! One had a bright red hat, and the other a sunny yellow one. "Well, hello there," chirped Sarah, waving a tiny hand. "I'm Sarah, and this is my friend Buck. We're looking for a sparkle bloom blue poppy for Buck's mum's birthday." The gnome in the red hat immediately puffed out his chest. "A sparkle bloom blue poppy, you say? Why, that's down my path, of course, the left one." He pointed a stubby finger down the left trail. "Nonsense," huffed the yellow-hatted gnome, shaking his head until his beard wobbled. "Everyone knows the sparkle bloom blue poppy is down my path. The right one, you silly goose. He gestured wildly towards the right. It's left. It's right. Left, I tell you. Right. You wouldn't know a poppy from a pebble. The two gnomes began to argue, getting louder and louder, their tiny voices echoing through the rainforest. Buck and Sarah looked at each other, a little bewildered. The gnomes continued their squabble, their tiny voices rising to a comical pitch. Sarah hovered between them, looking quite bewildered. Oh dear, she sighed, this isn't helping us find the sparkle bloom blue poppy at all. Buck, however, had noticed something else. Down the left-hand path, a sturdy striped creature was ambling slowly towards them. It was a badger, with wise eyes and a calm demeanor. While the gnomes were too busy to notice, Buck gently lowered his head and let out a soft, questioning rumble towards the approaching badger. Excuse me, Mr. Badger, he rumbled, his voice deep but kind. We're looking for a very special flower, a sparkle bloom blue poppy. Have you seen any down this path? The badger stopped, looked up at the enormous dinosaur with a patient blink, and then glanced at the still bickering gnomes. A sparkle bloom blue poppy, you say? The badger mused, his voice a low, gravelly rumble. No, my friend, not down this path. He indicated the left path he'd just come from. This one leads to the berry bushes and the sleepy hollow. You want the right path? The badger continued, turning his head towards the other fork. The one that leads higher, up towards the misty mountains. That's where you'll find the rare ones, blooming close to the sky. The red-hatted gnome, who had insisted on the left path, gasped, and the yellow-hatted gnome's jaw dropped. Their argument instantly stopped. The misty mountains, Sarah exclaimed, her tiny face lighting up. Of course, thank you, Mr. Badger. Buck let out a happy rumble. Thank you very much, Mr. Badger. With a nod, the badger continued on his way, leaving the two gnomes sputtering quietly to themselves. Buck and Sarah, with a clear direction at last, turned towards the path leading to the higher, misty mountains. Their adventure continued. Buck and Sarah bravely continued along the right path. As they climbed higher, the air grew colder, and the vibrant greens of the rainforest faded into a softer palette. Soon, tiny sparkling snowflakes began to dance in the air, landing gently on Buck's broad back and Sarah's outstretched hand. The ground beneath them turned from earthy brown to shimmering white. They had entered a magical, snowy wonderland. Buck shivered a little, but Sarah giggled with delight, catching snowflakes on her tongue. The path wound through snow-covered trees, each branch sparkling like it was dusted with diamonds. It was beautiful, but also a little confusing. Suddenly, a soft hoot echoed through the quiet air. Perched on a snow-laden branch above them was a magnificent white snowy owl, with feathers as pure as the snow itself, and eyes like golden coins. Hoo-hoo! The owl hooted softly. Lost are we, little ones? And big one? Oh, hello, Sarah chirped. I'm Sarah, and this is Buck. We're looking for a sparkle bloom blue poppy for Buck's mum's birthday. We were told it's up in the misty mountains, but this snow is making it hard to see the way. Hoo-hoo indeed, replied the owl. My name is Wiggins. The sparkle bloom blue poppy is a rare beauty. You're on the right track, but the path ahead gets tricky. Follow me if you wish. I know these snowy peaks like the back of my wing. With a graceful beat of his powerful wings, Wiggins took to the air, leading the way. Buck carefully followed, his sturdy legs making deep tracks in the fresh snow. Sarah flew happily beside Wiggins, feeling much more confident with their wise feathered guide. They climbed higher and higher, the air growing thinner, and the view more breathtaking. Finally, Wiggins landed on a tall snow-covered crag and pointed a sharp claw. Look, he hooted. Buck and Sarah looked up, and there it was. High up on a jagged rock, on the side of a steep cliff, bloomed a single, breathtaking sparkle bloom blue poppy. Its petals were a deep, luminous blue, shimmering with a magical glow, just as Sarah had described. It was the most beautiful flower Buck had ever seen. Oh, it's perfect! Sarah gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. But it's so high! Buck sighed, his long neck unable to reach the perilous ledge. How will we ever get it? Wiggins puffed out his chest. Hoo-hoo! That's where I come in! With another powerful beat of his wings, he soared effortlessly up to the cliff face. With his beak, He gently plucked the delicate sparkle bloom blue poppy, careful not to harm a single shimmering petal. Wiggins flew back down, carefully holding the precious flower. He gently presented it to Sarah, who cradled it in her tiny hands. The blue poppy glowed softly, filling the snowy air with a gentle light. "Thank you, Wiggins, thank you," Buck rumbled, his heart swelling with gratitude. "You've helped us so much." "Hoo-hoo, my pleasure," Wiggins replied with a wise blink. "Now, off you go, your mum awaits her special gift." With the precious sparkle bloom blue poppy safely in Sarah's care, Buck and his fairy friend began their journey home. They retraced their steps, leaving the sparkling snow behind and soon finding themselves back in the familiar, warmer paths of the Whispering Valley. Buck couldn't wait to see the look on his mum's face. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Buck arrived home. His mum was waiting, her kind eyes full of love. "Happy birthday, Mum," Buck rumbled, gently presenting the glowing sparkle bloom blue poppy. Buck's mum gasped, her eyes widening with delight. "Oh, Buck, it's magnificent, a sparkle bloom blue poppy. How did you ever find such a rare and beautiful treasure?" Buck beamed. "My friend Sarah helped me, and Mr. Badger, and Wiggins the owl." He introduced Sarah, who gave a tiny bow. Buck's mum carefully placed the glowing poppy in a special spot, where it filled their home with a soft, magical light. Then, all the dinosaurs and Sarah gathered around, and with happy rumbles and tinkling fairy songs, they sang "Happy Birthday" to Buck's wonderful mum. It was the best birthday present ever, filled with adventure, friendship, and a truly rare, beautiful bloom. Thank you for listening. Consider subscribing if you like my stories.